Good morning, y'all. It's Sunday morning. It's March 23rd, and I'm Rachel. I'm gardening for butterflies and for myself on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A. And I garden mostly in containers because armadillos dig everything up that I put in the ground. But I've got something new. Okay, so last year I did a little experiment and I planted salvia in the ground in the backyard, and they didn't dig it up, and it ended up living, and it's coming back this year. So I'm starting to branch out a little bit, and I've planted some in the front. So we'll see. But right now I'm battling squirrels. They're so naughty. But it's 61 degrees out here, and I've been doing a lot, but you can hardly tell. Oh, and I found some eggs, some giant swallowtail eggs. So I'm going to show you that. I've been repotting stuff and potting some stuff up. I've got some vinca out here because we've got to have more pink, y'all, and also some seedlings of gomphrena. And look at this, I just caught a naughty squirrel doing this. Look, this is what they do. I'm like, what? There's nothing for you to eat here. Why are you doing that? So even in containers, you know, plants aren't that safe back here. My wildlife is a little rambunctious. I've been potting up seedlings that I started from seed, but then also I've been discovering I have a ton of seedlings growing in my pots. Like, this is that butter daisy, and look how gorgeous these look. These are so, when I show you the ones that I potted up a couple of weeks ago, you're going to be like, wow, you must have really damaged them. But then there's some other seedlings over here, and I think it's Korean hyssop or golden hyssop, I'm not sure, but look at that, bunches of those. And I had such a hard time starting those from seed last year. There's probably 15 plants in there. So I'm going around and I'm looking in my pots and finding treasures. Like this one right here is full of treasure. Look, I've got coleus, I've got coral nymph salvia, I've got butter daisies. This is the coleus over here, coral nymph salvia, butter daisies. I'm not sure. That looks like that could be some kind of basil. Here is vinca. So many treasures to be had. Oh, and now I have 2 blooms over here. Look at this. Ta-da! Oh, I hope it will grow and grow. I call it clematis. I know that they call it clematis and clematis, but I call this clematis. And isn't it lovely? Look at it, how it's glowing. You probably can't tell that I've rearranged some stuff in here. I needed more pink to be able to see from the kitchen window, so I put that there. But this is such a work in progress. It's just, I almost don't even want to show it to you because I'm still sorting things out. I just know I want a lot of pink. This heliotrope smells like candy to me. I was trying to see if it smelled like cherry pie. I just think it smells just so sweet like candy. I love it. Earlier in the week, I videoed these giant swallowtail eggs on my citrus tree, and they were like an orange, and now they're turning darker. So they are about to hatch. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this branch off somewhere down here and put it in water and put it in my container. I'm going to raise all the caterpillars that come out on here. I haven't seen any eggs on my fennel or on my rue. That's for swallowtail butterflies. That's their larval host plant. This is a sad looking example of milkweed. If I had it on my little plant app, it said this plant needs help. It's just because it was in the potting shed and it didn't get sun, and then I brought it out here and it's stunned by all the bright sunshine. But there are no eggs on it, and I've seen a ragged out monarch flying around this week. But milkweed for the monarchs. I have 3 different pipe vines for the pipe vine swallowtails, and look, this is about to make a little flower. This is Dutchman's pipe vine. I have 2 other pipe vines, this one and this one, for the pipevine swallowtails. And I started these from seed last year. They're not looking so fabulous. And this one I accidentally pulled out of the pot when I was getting some seedlings out of this pot, but I think it's gonna make it. But I hope I get some pipevine swallowtails because they are so neat. Those are the butter daisy seedlings that I dug out weeks and weeks ago, and they look so sad compared to the ones that are in the pot. You know, whenever you say, I want a jillion of something, and then you plant a bunch of seeds, the thing is, even, you know, if you get a jillion of them, then you have to do something with them. And so I've been potting these up. I guess maybe this might be what my whole week looked like. Although I did move a bunch of stuff. So I've got a bunch of seedlings coming up. Some things that I've planted before, some things that I've never planted. This is trailing lobelia, and I did not thin it, so I don't know how that's gonna work. I've got that bush basil, and I've got cardinal basil right there, a bunch of gomphrena, so excited about, and then I've got to have an acissup, and then I've got a bunch of different kind of sunflowers, and some amaranth, and borage. I don't know how that's gonna do because it doesn't like hot weather. These sad, pitiful little things are those bunny tails grasses. So, I'd never grown them before. I don't know how they're gonna do. Also sad, my millet is not looking great. But look at how great this, I can't think of the name of it. Oh yeah, Zebrina hollyhock. Aren't they looking so pretty? I just love the structure of the leaves. So pretty. I've tried growing regular hollyhock and it gets rust and it looks horrible, but this last year didn't get rust and it had pretty flowers on it. I'm excited to share them with you. A lot of my cuttings are really just kind of limping along. They're gonna make it, but they're not looking super happy right now, but it doesn't matter. Even something like this, see how pitiful that is? I've had that grow up and be just an amazing plant. These coleus are rooting just from pieces that I broke off of my other plants. So you can still root coleus even now. The experiment that I did last year was I planted salvia in here thinking that maybe they would make it, maybe not. Maybe the armadillos would dig them up, but they didn't. And here they are growing back. Like, look how healthy that thing is. I put down this wire right here because that's where they always tunnel back into the garden, right here in the center when everything grows up. So I'm going to put some mulch over that so you can't see how ugly that is, but hopefully that will keep them out. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, but my seedlings probably need to be watered now, so I'm just going to show you how I've been doing it. I've got this little sprinkler right here. Ooh, I'm going to turn it on. It's going to spray. But there it is. It's watering part of the garden over here and then watering the seedlings there. And I have another sprinkler that I set up over here, but I don't have it attached and I haven't turned it on. But so no, I don't hand water my pots most of the time. I just let this do its magic. And this is on well water, so no fluoride or chlorine for my babies. The blue-eyed grass has bloomed. Isn't it just darling? Blue-eyed grass. It's native and I love it. I was just looking out of the kitchen window and I saw this stick of a hydrangea with little buds on it, and it reminded me of a story we just read in Numbers where Aaron's staff budded, and it was to prove that he was to be I think it was the family of Levi, the priest. But when I saw this stick budding, let's see if I can, I mean, it's just like, it looks dead, but look at that, so much life all up and down it. And it reminded me that, oh, and so the staff, they put the staff in the Ark of the Covenant and kept it there. It was part of the treasures that were inside of the covenant. But it reminded me also of the end of this movie Enchanted April. I don't know if you've ever seen it or read it, but it's by Elizabeth von Arnim. And at the end of that, the lady's cane, the curmudgeon lady's cane, she stuck it in the ground and it budded. Anyway, I was going to tell y'all about that book because it's about a spring in Italy, and it's very, very inspiring. And the movie, what's cool about the movie is they filmed it at the actual Italian castle that Elizabeth von Arnim, I think she rented that and wrote Enchanted April while she was there. Look, it's finally happening. That giant swallowtail just laid some eggs on my orange tree. She has been flying everywhere willy-nilly, but I finally caught her in the act. She's very indecisive. Okay, see that orange dot right there? That is a giant swallowtail egg, and so is that one. If I can get it in focus. There's another one. So yeah, giant swallowtails are gonna be popping out everywhere. I wish I could share the scent of this orange blossom with you. It is so magnificent. I've been following a little ragged out. Oh, there it goes. I'm about to pot up these seedlings. I've got burgundy amaranth, love lies bleeding, purple, I think it says Petra basil, can't read my own handwriting, and rose queen cleome, and then these bunny tails grasses. So everything looks somewhat big enough to like put in something else. And I was going to show you why I like these little cells. The cells are so squishy that you can just squeeze them and you can pop up the seedling out like that. So you don't have to worry about hurting it at all. It just comes right out of the little cell. It's hard to do it with one hand though. Like this, and then you can just pop it out and stick it in a bigger pot with more dirt. I just potted up these Zebrina hollyhocks, and I have a little seedling over here. I haven't mentioned them because last week when I went to get everything out of the potting shed after I put it there to keep it from getting damaged by hail, they were dried out and just flat, and I thought, oh no, I have killed them. But look, they have bounced back. So this is not the final container that they'll be in. Once they get a little bit stronger, I will put them in a little bit bigger container. They grow to about 4 feet tall, and it takes them a while to flower. But I really enjoyed them last year, and I've always wanted hollyhocks, and these are the kind that I think they might be from Africa. So, and they're perennials, but mine didn't last. But yes, they're gonna be cool. These little brown guys are everywhere. Let's see when he figures out that I'm looking at him. No, he still hasn't figured it out. Oh, he has. He just doesn't care. I mean, he should let me hold him. Like he should let me pet him. Oh, no. Look at this little Gomphrena. It looks so innocuous, but guess what? It needs its own pot, y'all. See how little it is? You're like, oh, it's so little. I should put 2 or 3 in one pot. No, don't do it. Put 1 Gomphrena per container because it's gonna get cray-cray. Y'all, it's a miracle. Look at this. I am so amazed. I got this last year at Petals from the Past, and this is the first time I think that I've had one that bloomed, that lived for a second year. This is clematis, and it's a superhero kind of clematis. I gotta show you how giant the bud is on it. Look at that. Look at it. Wow. I wonder what these bees are doing. talking about fluoride and chlorine, I've been making sweet tea, but just out of water from the tap. And my husband was like, hey, why don't we try doing it from water out of the refrigerator that's filtered? Wouldn't that be better? And I'm going to try it and see. I was afraid that it might like not be as tasty. Isn't that funny? Yeah, but anyway, we're going to try it. I'll let you know. But, oh, and something else. We saw the USS United States. It's docked in Mobile. We didn't go on it or anything, but we kind of drove past it. And I'll share that little thing with you. They're going to turn it into the world's largest artificial reef. And they're going to sink it off the coast of Destin. It's going to be so cool. But, so anyway, I got to see it. And it is massive. But, oh, y'all, I hope y'all are having a wonderful time outside. There's just so much happening. And I've got so much more that I'm going to share once I get it, like, presentable, because I have been working on some other stuff, but it just doesn't look good right now. And so I'm going to share that later with y'all. But God bless y'all. I can't wait to find out what y'all are doing. Tell me all the things. And y'all, let's just play outside. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. This is the new Tin Top restaurant that they've recently opened on the Bon Secours River. And it is well worth the drive out here. Tin Top is known for phenomenal seafood. We just noticed on this sign it says that Roatan is 1,088 miles from here. And we did go to Roatan. We went to Roatan and we dove with sharks on our honeymoon. So that's a really cool memory to have, to be reminded of. We just came out here and ate at the new Tin Top on the Bon Secours, I think it's the Bon Secours River. Isn't it lovely? You could actually ride your boat and pull up right here and park at these little docks. It's just such a lovely evening. And the food was delicious. We got triggerfish. They had this bell that they found that sank. It was on a ship that sank. It's really neat to have it here. They found it off the Alabama Gulf Coast. It was forged in 1860, and then it was sunk and lost in 1861, and now it's here. The Swift Coles house is right around the corner from the new Tin Top restaurant. I think it can be rented for weddings. Also, they have little events here throughout the year. I'm loving how it looks in the spring with all the fresh green and the azaleas blooming. We just